Good morning. Today is September 17th, 2023. It's a Sunday, camping up at Rennselearville State Forest. Decided I wanted to get away for just 2 nights. Just a real quick trip. I did actually leave work at 4 on Friday, so I took a little bit of time off, but not much. I just thought it was going to be a chance to get away this weekend. Not too far away from home. It's a half-hour drive. Plus, I'm going out to see my parents' house this afternoon, so it's 15 minutes from here. So, doing apple picking with the parents. Figured I'd do some mountain biking, some of the trails up here. I did some hiking too in the woods because the mountain bike is great, but I like going in the woods and just kind of seeing the woods. So yeah, camp hasn't changed much. This is kind of my winter camping spot, just because it's quite it's near from home and this road's plowed year round. But yeah, it's nice more. Look at the rust of my truck. I gotta get some paint on that. And some of the side rails. I should have washed the truck a while back. Truck's getting old though. I'm gonna probably have to replace it in a year or two. But yeah, it's a nice morning. Sun's out. Yesterday was cold because it was cloudy and there was a strong wind from Hurricane Lee off the coast of Maine. But it warmed up actually in the afternoon, which was nice. So just real quick, simple camp. Usually I like to get away at least 3 nights, but right now I don't really have the option to work remote. Hopefully next year I will. So like on a Friday I can come up here early and set up camp before work and just work here all day, and then spend the weekend doing fun stuff. But I mean, getting here before 6, I left at 4. But it takes time to run home, pack the cooler, and then head out here. So I was quarter to 6. I got up here. I had a nice fire both today and yesterday. Checked out the mountains, went out to the other part, the OSI parcel for a while. And just had, some very good basic meals. Eggs both days. I've been making like a wrap now. What I do is I cook up first before I make the eggs. I do some whole wheat flour and water and make a nice thin wrap in the frying pan. I take that off, and then I cook the onions up, and then I do eggs and anything else I want to put in there, spinach and stuff. But yeah, it's been a nice weekend. It was a little cold yesterday, as I was saying, with the breeze, the Hurricane Lee. That's part of the reason I didn't go up the Adirondacks. Plus, the leaves aren't really full color yet. But yeah, I figure I always like coming up here in the winter just because, and then the fall into the spring just because it is close to home. So the days are shorter. So, if I leave work, I have to leave earlier if I'm going up north. And it's a lot less miles, a lot less gas. And I mean, next year, if I come up here, I'll be able to work remote sometimes, which will work out great, hopefully. Although next year I'll probably be busier working remote, even though because I'm moving over to data services, so I'll be running a lot of reports and analysis to the laptop. Less being I'll do it right on my phone, which some ways kind of sucks, but not really. And I'll have to make sure to get a network card from work, so I'm not using too much data. Although I don't know how much data those reports actually will take to run. Cause I can turn off the images so they're not loading in the browser. It's a lot of clicking, entering in the data for the report to be run, and clicking download, then emailing it off to the right people. Sun's rising, nice morning. Camp's about the same. The truck's about the same. Trying to keep things a little more organized. It's been a big priority now, camping. Really to work on the organization thing, keep things running smoothly. And then just good, nutritious meals all the time. I've been having, because it's fall now, apples are cheap and really available and are really good quality. So I've been having a lot of apples. I had a bunch of apples with chickpeas and some bananas fried up yesterday. And then I had salmon with spinach and some potatoes and some other good stuff for dinner. And then Friday night I had way too many of those red kidney beans they had cooked up or warmed up, and then with a little bit of maple syrup. So yeah, it's a beautiful day out. Very quiet up here. I think, well, it's not hunting season really yet, unless you're a small game hunter. And This area here is really pretty quiet. I mean, there obviously ain't the tourist up here yet because the leaves haven't turned. Of course, that also means there isn't the sun for the solar power, because even though partly it was kind of cloudy, but this time of year with this campsite has really good shade in the summertime, which is great for staying cool, which I never come up here in the summer, but with leaves on, I also don't get much solar here. But that's fine. I mean, next time I come up here, it'll probably be October. A lot of leaves will already be gone by then, although it depends when I come up here next. I want to go up the Adirondacks next, probably, and then I'm thinking October I want to do uh, probably go out to Morrisville and Morrisville slash Nelson in the Stony Brook uh, State Forest, which you have to have a permit in the summer to camp, but in the fall you don't. I was talking to one of the old forest rangers who's saying the reason why they have permits there is because it used to be quite the party spot, and it is only about 30 miles from Syracuse, and it's quick run down from there. So I could see that being very popular. But yeah, and then I might also do Charles Baker because I want to do some of those roads there on the mountain bike. The off-road trails, like the horse trails, so they don't allow mountain bikes after October 31st. No horses to protect the trails, but I'm not all that excited about riding some of those trails because they are kind of rough. I'd rather just ride roads there, and I could always just park the bike and walk. But yeah, and that may be more in the winter too if I go up there. I gotta get new skis because my skis cracked, and I've had the skis I've had them for over probably 25 years now, and they were used ones I got from what do you call it? The Bethlehem Sports Mart. So I got like a good pair of cross country skis this year. I like skiing. I mean, there are other winter